Today we're doing the sum of an arithmetic sequence. The sum of an arithmetic sequence has two formulas. So you have this formula on your formula page and this one. So the first one we use when we do not have the last term. So if you don't have the last term, you use the first one. And if you have the last term, you use the second one. So I'm going to explain the first one in this lesson quickly. So the first one is the sum of the first n terms. So if I'm working out the sum of the first 20 terms, then this n will be 20. If I work out the sum of the first 50 terms, then this n will be 50. So n is the number of terms we're working with. There we go. A is still the first term. Remember, we're busy with arithmetic sequences and series. And D is the constant difference. So I'm only going to work with this one in this lesson. Let's go. Example number 1. Calculate the sum of the first 20 terms of this arithmetic series. It's a series because can you see the terms are being added? So there's a plus. They can also be minuses, grade 12s. But in this case, they're all pluses. So if this was a sequence, the sequence would look like that. So they want to know what's the sum of the first 20 terms. They want to know that if you wrote out all 20 terms and you had to add them all together, what would the answer be? So instead of writing it all out and then adding them, we're simply going to use our formula. So I'm going to show you. First thing, we write our formula down. This you get from your formula page. Make sure you copy it correctly. Don't make mistakes. Now, I want to sub in N, I want to sub in A, and I want to sub in D. Calculate the sum of the first 20 terms. So N is 20. A is the first term. There we go. A is 3. And the constant difference is term 2 minus term 1. So that is 7 minus 3. So my constant difference is 4. Now, what I simply do is I sub it in. So I'm going to say is of 20. So the sum of the first 20 terms is equal to, remember that n is now 20. This A is the first term, which is 3. Plus n minus 1, so 20 minus 1, and D is the constant difference, which is 4. You put all of this in your calculator, and you say the sum of the first 20 terms is 820. And that's all. That's how you do the sum of an arithmetic series.